Dishonored 2, I would say some of the more interesting powers that we have are, well, first of all Corvo's powers from the first game are back, but they've been extended and enhanced. So if you loved Possession last time, where you could take Possession at level 1 in Dishonored 1 and possess animals, and at level 2 you could possess people. This time it's a big upgrade tree, right? So you can take Possession at level 1, you can upgrade it to possess animals, you can upgrade it to possess corpses even. So you can't move them around, but if a head is on the ground or a body's on the ground, you can physically move into it the way our corporeal possession works, and you can look out through its eyes and listen. Sometimes the head is face down, so it's a bummer, but you see from the perspective of the eyes. And it's a way to hide from guards if you're the sorceress character that focuses on possession. But that's just an example. You can also chain possess now as Corvo. You can be in one host and jump to another host if it's advantageous. You can also possess flying things like blood flies and hover over the ground and fly along. So all of the powers from the first game for Corvo are back, and they've all been enhanced. And I love possession. I love the modifications to rat swarm, devouring swarm. But the real star of the show for most people is Emily, because she's the new character. Emily Calden's 25, and her supernatural powers are all new, and they also have similar upgrade trees. So Emily has Shadow Walk, which you saw in the announcement trailer. She stalks down a hallway and kills Kieran Jindosh, or at least attacks him in the trailer. We're not sure how it ended up. But Shadow Walk allows her to become darker and vaporous and much stealthier, but then she can also terminate the power by assassinating one person. So Shadow Walk has a particular feeling. It's useful for stealth, it's useful for assassination, but more than anything, it's a mood, you know. She also has a power called Domino that is super interesting, where when it's fully upgraded, she can link up to 4 people and they share a fate. So if she knocks one of them, fights them and knocks one of them off the cliff, the others take the impulse of the kick or the blow. Similarly, if you set one of them on fire, they all burn up, you know. So she has a power called Doppelganger, where she can summon a shade of herself that is initially used to distract enemies. It goes around the corner and lets a guard see it, and then it runs from it, for instance. But the Doppelganger can be upgraded to be lethal, so it can fight. It's not just the powers that we have, it's our approach where they're kind of put together systemically so that you can do things with them that we never anticipated, we didn't expect, we didn't know about. You know, it's a surprise to us. And so a good example of that is people figured out things to do, like domino together. Emily sees, the player sees the next room, and it's full of difficult enemies, including, let's say, 3 elite guards who have pistols, the officers, the Grand Serkonan Guard. And she's low on health and resources, so she doesn't want to face those guys. So she dominoes 3 of them together, summons her own doppelganger, dominoes it, links it with them, and then just casually stabs her own doppelganger, assassinating it, because it's not an enemy, so it's not fighting back. It just allows her to kill it. And through the line connecting them all, the other 3 drop as well. And then she goes into the room to fight the weaker enemies that are in the room. That's a really creative application that we never anticipated, we never planned, and it's just super cool. She has some other powers as well. She has Mesmerize, which is pretty cool. She summons an entity from the void, and it captures the mind of anybody who looks at it. And they kind of mutter these things like, oh, it's so beautiful. I feel like I know this thing. And it kind of warps their faces, and this line travels to the void entity. It feels like unspeakable horror is being done to them, but they're kind of okay with it. And then at the end of the power, they lose their short-term memory, so they don't bust you in stealth. And so she has some fun powers, and many of them are useful for stealth and non-lethal play, but they can also be applied to extreme ultra-violence, just like Corvo's powers.